Have you ever felt the weight of your emotions steering your life, dragging you toward places you'd rather not be? What if there existed a way to reclaim your inner equilibrium, allowing you to navigate life with greater peace and purpose? Today, we'll explore the profound Stoic practice of emotional detachment, a timeless strategy for cultivating mental clarity, resilience, and enduring well-being. Join us as we unravel how this ancient wisdom can be seamlessly woven into the fabric of your modern life, empowering you to face challenges with unwavering composure. If you're new to Stoic Journey, we invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest explorations into Stoicism. And if you find value in our content, a like would be greatly appreciated. Your support helps us continue sharing the wisdom of Stoic philosophy with a community committed to living with purpose and serenity. Number 1. Power of emotional detachment. Imagine a life where your emotions are no longer the masters of your fate, but rather the servants of your will. Emotional detachment is the key that unlocks this freedom, not by numbing our feelings, but by cultivating a serene and balanced perspective. This practice is not about becoming cold or indifferent. It's about gaining the ability to observe our emotions, to understand them without being consumed by them. This distinction is vital. It allows us to face life's inevitable storms with a calm and centered mindset, a skill that can be transformative for both our mental health and our relationships. Consider the ancient Stoics, who believed that our suffering often comes not from the events themselves, but from our reactions to them. Take, for instance, the story of Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was born into slavery, yet rose to become one of the most influential thinkers of his time. Epictetus taught that while we cannot control the external world, we can control our perceptions of it. Emotional detachment is this control in action. By recognizing that our emotions are responses to our judgments about the world, we gain the power to choose how we react. In your daily life, this could mean the difference between being overwhelmed by stress at work, calmly navigating through it with a clear mind. Imagine facing a stressful situation, tight deadline, conflict with a colleague, or an unexpected challenge. Instead of being swept away by anxiety or frustration, emotional detachment allows you to step back, assess the situation objectively, and respond in a way that aligns with your long-term goals and values. It's about maintaining inner peace and focus, no matter what external challenges arise. Emotional detachment, therefore, is not just a defensive strategy to protect us from the world's chaos. It is an empowering practice that gives us the mental clarity to navigate our lives with purpose and resolve. It is a tool that helps us align our actions with our deepest values, leading to a more fulfilling and harmonious life. Number 2. The science behind emotional detachment. The ancient wisdom of Stoicism finds a powerful ally in modern neuroscience, which offers fascinating insights into how our brains process and regulate emotions. Emotional detachment, as understood by the Stoics, is not just a philosophical concept, but also a practice grounded in the workings of the brain. By understanding the science behind it, we can more effectively harness its power to enhance our well-being. Our brain is a complex network where the prefrontal cortex, the seat of reasoning and decision-making, plays a crucial role in regulating our emotions. It is here that we evaluate situations, make plans, and control our impulses. In contrast, the limbic system, particularly the amygdala, is responsible for our emotional responses, especially those related to fear and anxiety. When we face a threat or a stressful situation, the amygdala reacts instinctively, often flooding us with intense emotions. However, when we practice emotional detachment, we strengthen the connections between the prefrontal cortex and the limbic system. This enhanced communication allows us to modulate our emotional responses more effectively, leading to a state of greater emotional resilience. Think of it as building a mental muscle. Each time we choose to observe our emotions rather than be overwhelmed by them, we strengthen our ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Consider the practice of mindfulness, which has been shown to physically alter the brain's structure, increasing the density of the prefrontal cortex and reducing the size of the amygdala. This scientific evidence supports the Stoic belief in the power of self-regulation and emotional control. When we engage in mindfulness or similar practices, we are not just soothing our minds, we are reshaping our brains to handle stress and adversity with greater ease. Imagine applying this in a scenario where you receive unexpected criticism. Instead of reacting with immediate defensiveness, you pause, breathe, and engage your prefrontal cortex to analyze the situation. Is the criticism valid? Can you learn from it? Or is it merely a reflection of the critic's own issues? By practicing emotional detachment, you create the mental space to respond with wisdom rather than with reflexive emotion. In this way, the science of emotional detachment not only reinforces the Stoic teachings but also offers practical tools for modern life. By understanding the brain's role in emotion, we can cultivate practices that enhance our mental resilience, allowing us to face life's challenges with greater calmness and clarity. Number 3. Benefits of emotional detachment. The benefits of emotional detachment are profound and multifaceted, extending far beyond mere stress relief. When we master the art of detachment, we unlock the doors to mental clarity, resilience, and deeper, more meaningful relationships. It's a practice that enriches every aspect of our lives, allowing us to live with greater purpose and peace. One of the most immediate benefits of emotional detachment is enhanced mental clarity. When we are not weighed down by obsessive thoughts or overwhelming emotions, our minds become more focused and sharp. This clarity of thought is not just about being more productive at work. It's about making wiser, more informed decisions in every area of life. Imagine the difference in decision-making when your mind is clear and focused, compared to when it is clouded by anger, fear, or anxiety. With detachment, you can approach decisions with a balanced perspective, seeing all sides of a situation and choosing the best course of action. Emotional detachment also builds resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks with greater ease. In the face of adversity, those who practice detachment are not overwhelmed by the situation, but are able to step back, assess the challenge, and move forward with renewed strength. This resilience is not just a survival skill, it is a pathway to personal growth. By viewing challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than as insurmountable obstacles, we can transform our difficulties into stepping stones toward a better version of ourselves. In relationships, emotional detachment fosters healthier interactions. When we are not bound by unrealistic expectations or past resentments, we can engage with others more authentically and compassionately. Detachment allows us to appreciate people for who they are, rather than for what we want them to be. This creates an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding, where relationships can thrive without the strain of emotional dependency. Imagine a relationship where each person is free to be themselves, where love is given freely without the need to control or possess the other. This is the power of emotional detachment in action. Moreover, the practice of emotional detachment promotes a general state of well-being and tranquility. When we are not constantly battling with our emotions, we experience a sense of inner peace that permeates all aspects of our life. This tranquility allows us to enjoy the present moment fully, without being haunted by regrets from the past or anxieties about the future. It's about living with a sense of contentment and gratitude for what is, rather than constantly yearning for what could be. By embracing emotional detachment, we not only improve our mental and emotional health, but also create a foundation for a more balanced, fulfilling life. It's a practice that allows us to live with greater clarity, resilience, and peace, leading to deeper satisfaction. Number 4. Differentiating detachment from indifference. One of the greatest misconceptions about emotional detachment, confusing it with indifference. While they may appear similar on the surface, these two attitudes are fundamentally different in their nature and impact on our emotional well-being. Understanding this distinction is crucial for practicing detachment in a healthy, constructive way. Emotional detachment is a conscious practice that involves accepting and understanding our emotions without being controlled by them. It's about creating a space between ourselves and our emotions, where we can observe and reflect, rather than react impulsively. This practice empowers us to navigate life's challenges with greater clarity and calm, allowing us to maintain inner peace even in difficult situations. Indifference, on the other hand, is characterized by a state of disinterest and emotional disconnection. When we are indifferent, we shut down emotionally, avoiding engagement with the world around us. This state often arises as a defense mechanism against pain or disappointment, but it comes at a great cost. Indifference leads to emotional isolation, where we become disconnected not only from our own emotions, but also from the emotions of others. Consider a situation where a friend comes to you with a problem. If you are practicing emotional detachment, you can listen to them with compassion and understanding, without being overwhelmed by their emotions or by your own. You can offer support from a place of balance, helping them navigate their situation with clarity. However, if you approach the situation with indifference, you might dismiss their feelings or avoid the conversation altogether, leading to a breakdown in the relationship. Emotional detachment allows us to engage with the world in a more conscious and compassionate manner. It equips us with the ability to respond to situations with clarity and discernment, maintaining an open heart and a calm mind. In contrast, indifference leads to emotional isolation, where our interactions become superficial and devoid of meaning. This state can damage our relationships and hinder our personal growth, making it difficult to connect with others on a deep, meaningful level. By understanding the difference between detachment and indifference, we can cultivate a practice of detachment that enhances our well-being and enriches our relationships. Detachment allows us to live fully and freely, with an open heart and a clear mind, while indifference leads to a life of emotional disconnect and unfulfilled potential. The true essence of detachment lies in the ability to navigate our emotions with wisdom and compassion, without succumbing to disinterest or emotional disconnection. Number 5. Detachment and self-esteem. Emotional detachment is not just a tool for managing our relationships with others. It is also a powerful practice for nurturing our relationship with ourselves. At its core, detachment is intrinsically linked to self-esteem, forming a symbiotic relationship that strengthens both our mental and emotional health. When we practice emotional detachment, we free ourselves from the grip of negative self-criticism and external expectations. This freedom allows us to develop a more positive and healthy self-image, one that is rooted in our own values and achievements, rather than in the opinions or judgments of others. By detaching from the need for external validation, we cultivate a sense of self-worth that is resilient and self-sustaining. Consider the pressure we often place on ourselves to meet societal expectations or to live up to the standards set by others. This pressure can distort our perception of ourselves, leading to feelings of inadequacy or failure. Emotional detachment helps us to step back from these external pressures and view our flaws and imperfections with greater compassion. Instead of being harshly critical of ourselves, we begin to see our imperfections as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. For example, imagine receiving criticism at work. Without detachment, this criticism might trigger feelings of self-doubt or inadequacy, causing you to question your abilities. However, with emotional detachment, you can view the criticism objectively, using it as constructive feedback to improve your skills without letting it undermine your self-esteem. This shift in perspective allows you to maintain your confidence and continue growing, regardless of external judgment. Detachment also empowers us to let go of the unrealistic expectations we often place on ourselves. By focusing on our own growth and goals, rather than trying to meet the demands of others, we align our actions with our true desires and aspirations. This alignment promotes a sense of authenticity and fulfillment, which is essential for healthy self-esteem. Furthermore, by emotionally distancing ourselves from negative self-criticism, we create space for genuine self-acceptance. This acceptance enables us to recognize our own dignity and intrinsic value, regardless of external circumstances. As we cultivate this perspective, our self-confidence strengthens, creating a solid foundation on which we can build robust and lasting self-esteem. In essence, emotional detachment allows us to see ourselves more clearly, free from the distortions of self-criticism and external pressures. teaches us to value who we are, not for what we achieve or how we are perceived by others, but for our inherent worth as individuals. By embracing detachment, we foster a sense of self-worth that is resilient, authentic, and deeply rooted in our own values and beliefs. Number 6. Techniques for cultivating emotional detachment. The journey to mastering emotional detachment is one of continuous practice and self-reflection. Fortunately, there are several techniques that can help us cultivate this invaluable skill, each offering a different pathway to greater emotional balance and clarity. One of the most powerful tools for developing emotional detachment is journaling. Keeping a reflective journal allows us to process and reflect on our emotions in a structured way. By dedicating time each day to write about our thoughts and feelings, we create a private space where we can confront our emotions honestly and without judgment. This process not only helps to clarify our thoughts, but also creates a healthy distance between ourselves and our emotions. Writing allows us to view our emotions from an external perspective, making it easier to detach from them and respond more rationally to life's challenges. Consider the simple act of writing about a stressful event at work. As you put pen to paper, you might begin by expressing your frustration or anxiety. But as you continue to write, you may start to see the situation more clearly, identifying the underlying causes of your stress and exploring possible solutions. This process of reflection helps to diffuse the emotional charge of the event, allowing you to approach it with greater calm and clarity. Another effective technique for cultivating detachment is guided visualization. This practice involves imagining yourself as an observer of your own experiences, watching your emotions pass by without judgment or direct involvement. By visualizing your emotions as transient events, like clouds passing in the sky, you begin to see them as temporary and non-defining. This perspective promotes tranquility and emotional control, helping you remain calm even in the face of significant emotional challenges. Mindfulness and meditation are also invaluable practices for developing emotional detachment. These techniques help to center the mind, reduce emotional reactivity, and increase awareness of the present moment. By focusing on the breath or on the sensations in the body, we train ourselves to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. Over time, this practice strengthens our ability to remain detached from our emotions, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with greater poise and clarity. Consider a situation where you are feeling overwhelmed by a difficult conversation. Instead of reacting impulsively, you could take a few deep breaths, grounding yourself in the present moment. This pause allows you to step back from your emotions, observe them without judgment, and choose a response that is aligned with your values and goals. In this way, mindfulness and meditation become powerful tools for cultivating emotional detachment in everyday life. By integrating these practices into your daily routine, you can develop the skill of emotional detachment, leading to a more peaceful, centered, and fulfilling life. These techniques not only improve your ability to manage your emotions, but also contribute significantly to your personal growth and well-being. Number 7. Overcoming resistance to detachment. The journey toward emotional detachment is not without its challenges. One of the most common obstacles we face is resistance. Fear of losing sentimental connections and the difficulty of letting go of ingrained habit. Overcoming this resistance requires patience, persistence, and a compassionate approach to self-growth. Resistance to detachment often stems from a fear of the unknown, or from an attachment to familiar emotional patterns, even when they no longer serve us. Understanding the nature of these fears is the first step in overcoming them. It's important to recognize that fear is a natural reaction to change, and that this reaction does not have to dictate our actions or hold us back from personal growth. Consider the resistance you might feel when trying to let go of a toxic relationship. The fear of loneliness or of losing a connection that once brought joy can be overwhelming. However, by gradually practicing emotional detachment, you can begin to see the situation more clearly, recognizing the ways in which the relationship is harming your well-being. This clarity can empower you to make decisions that align with your long-term happiness, even if they involve letting go of something familiar. A gradual approach to detachment can be particularly effective in overcoming resistance. Start by identifying small areas where detachment can be applied without great discomfort, and gradually move to more challenging aspects of your emotional life. For example, you might begin by practicing detachment in minor everyday situations, such as when someone cuts you off in traffic or when a plan doesn't go as expected. As you build confidence in your ability to detach, you can apply this practice to more significant emotional challenges. Developing a support network is also crucial in overcoming resistance to detachment. Talking with friends, family, or professionals who understand your challenges can provide valuable insights and encouragement. The emotional support from others can be an invaluable resource when facing deep internal changes, helping you to stay motivated and resilient on your journey. Implementing regular practices of self-awareness, such as meditation or daily reflection, can also be extremely beneficial. These activities help to cultivate a more centered mind, one that is less susceptible to emotional fluctuation. By regularly checking in with yourself and reflecting on your progress, you reinforce your commitment to detachment, even when difficulties arise. Ultimately, the key to overcoming resistance to detachment lies in consistency and patience with your own progress. Each step, no matter how small, is a crucial part of the journey toward a more free and authentic life. By embracing the process with an open heart and a mind willing to explore new possibilities, you can gradually break free from the emotional patterns that no longer serve you. As we conclude this exploration of emotional detachment, I want to thank you for taking this journey with us here at Stoic Journey. The practice of detachment is not just about letting go, it's about gaining the freedom to live with greater clarity, peace, and purpose. By integrating these lessons into your life, you are taking significant steps toward a more balanced and fulfilling existence. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Stoic Journey and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Your journey toward emotional mastery doesn't have to end here. We encourage you to share your experiences in the comments below. How are you applying these principles in your life? What challenges are you facing? Let's continue to support each other in this transformative journey. And if you found value in this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. See you in the next video.